All right, guys, today we're going to go over factoring review. So I've already kind of got your notes set up. Press pause at any time to copy down everything I've already got set up for you, because the moral is I want you to have this on your paper so that when you do take your quiz, which is the back of these notes, you have all the notes already down. Okay, so pull up a Desmos right now. You can walk through as I'm teaching you on how to check your work on Desmos. So today we're going to go over factoring. I have wrote the standard form of a quadratic, which is ax squared plus bx plus c, where a is always next to x squared, b is always next to x, and c is always by itself. It's a constant. Just reminding you that these are three-termed. So when something has three terms, its name is a trinomial. That's just a little bit of background knowledge. So I want to remind us that here we have a 1, so A is 1. Here we have B is 21 and C is 20. Holy cow, that's horrible. That doesn't look like numbers at all. So let me just type it. A is 1, B is 21, C is 20. Okay, so when we did these back in March, we talked about an X puzzle. So I had the class draw the letter X. At the top of the X is our C, at the bottom of the X is our B. So our B is 21, our C is 20. So how did I get all the ways to make 20 in this box? Well, over here, I did 20 divided by X like it says, and then I changed it to a table. And then I had to type in a 3, but a 3 has a decimal, and then I typed in a 4, and the 4 does not. So those are the 3 ways to multiply to 20. Our job is to find the one way that adds to 21. So you guys can see that that adds to 21. So that's going to be our 2 numbers that are the answer. So inside of our factored form, this is where we write our answer. I'm going to put x times x as the first term in each parenthesis. The last term, which is our c, also goes in the box. And the 2 numbers that go in this box is the 1 and the 20. So plus 1. Why is it doing that? So weird. X plus 1 and plus 20. And then to confirm that we're right, type in the problem, type in your answer. You'll notice as I zoom that the blue parabola is our question and the black parabola was our factors. And they match. That's how we know we got it right, is when they match on Desmos. Okay, let's go on to number 2. So first of all, let's get our X. Remember, we like to eat cheeseburgers. So our number in our X is a C, which is the top number, which is 24. And the number on the bottom is 11. So that means we put 11 on the bottom. So our goal here is to multiply to 24, but add to 11. So as I typed in my Desmos, 24 divided by X. What's up? Yeah. I'm recording a video. I just put it back on the table when you're done, okay? So we find the combination that multiplies to 24 and add to 11, which is 3 and 8. You found the numbers. So the 2 numbers that multiply to 24 and add to 11 are 3 and 8. And the two numbers that multiply to x squared are x and x. And both of these were positives. And that's your factored form. Remember to check your answer. You put this into Desmos, you put this into Desmos, and they must match on the graph. All right, let's take a look at number 3. So number 3, our C value is -30. Our B value is -13. So on this question, most students forget to see the signs that attach to the A, B, and C. So that's one thing you have to remind yourself, that I'm looking at the number and the sign. So I went ahead and went to Desmos and I typed in -30 divided by X, changed it to a table, and I have all of these combinations. I have the 3 combination, I have the -3 combination, I have the 5 combination, the -5 combination, the -1 combination, all that good stuff. So I need to pick the combination that adds to -13, and that's going to be right here. 2 and -15. So 2, -15. And there's my answer. I got -15 here. I got a +2 there. And then x squared goes in front. And there's my factored form. Remember to check my answer. I type in the question and I type in my factored form, and the parabolas must match. For question number 4, we have a difference of perfect squares. We have an A value is 1. We do not have a B value because the X is missing, and we do have a C value of -64. So what that means is when we draw our X, we know that -64 goes on top and 0 goes on bottom. So basically, what multiplies to -64 and adds to 0? So when I check my box here, 8 and -8, since 64 is a perfect square, one's positive, one's negative, and that's going to be the two numbers that multiply to -64, but also add to 0. So for this, I'm going to go and put that. And then, of course, we need to get the first term, which is an x plus and an x minus. And that is your answer. Factored form, what multiplies to get the trinomial or the binomial. Okay, now this is using our x. The first 4 problems on your quiz use the same strategy. Moving into question 5 and 6, though, those are different. So let's take a look at question 5. Factor out the GCF. We need to find the greatest common factor. So what I've already done is I copied down 6x squared in purple and a positive 12x in orange. And my goal is to find the greatest common factor from each color. And that's going to be what sits right here. This is the GCF. Okay, so I notice in purple, the greatest number is 6. If it's in orange, then that's the greatest common factor. And it is. So 6 is the biggest number they both have. And we have 2 purple X's and 1 orange X. I only have 1 orange X, so I can only circle 1 purple X. So my GCF is a 6 and an X. Remember, a GCF is what they both have in common. It's the greatest number they both have in common. Now, how do I figure out what goes in here? Well, looking at purple, I did not use the 2 times 3. I'm going to cross it out. So the only thing left in purple is a 1 and an X, and that goes back inside. For the orange, I did not use a 1 times 12, cross it out. I did not use a 3 times 4, cross it out. I did use 2 times 6 because I circled the 6. So what's left over in orange is just the 2. So plus 2. And then I can check my answer on Desmos. 6x squared plus 12x makes that quadratic. Now the GCF is factored. There's my answer, and they do match. Blue matches with the green. Okay, number 6, the only difference in number 6 is it has 3 terms. It's a trinomial and not 2 terms. So I went ahead and got the 3 colors. I'm looking for the one number that all 3 colors have in common. It's the greatest number. So in the maroon, the greatest number between 1 and 3 is 3. So if the other 2 colors have a 3, then 3 is part of my GCF. And that's true. There's a 3, there's a 3, and there's a 3. Now maroon has 3 X's, purple has 2, and orange has 1. So because orange only has 1, I can only circle 1 from all 3 colors. So my greatest common factor is 3x. It's what I've circled in all 3 groups. Now, what's left over in the maroon? A 1 and an x and another x. So 1x squared is what's left over. In the purple, I did not use 1 times 9 at all. I'm gonna cross that out. So what's left over from the purple? A 3 and an x plus 3x. In the orange, I did not use 1 times 6 at all. So what's left over in the orange? The plus 2. That's my final answer, guys. Type this into Desmos, type this into Desmos, and you will check your answer to make sure you got it right. If they don't match, you got it wrong, make sure you go back and look. Okay, for number 7, we want to match the factored form with the original equation. So I'm going to bring you back to what we did in March. We did the box method. I made you guys put an x here and a minus 4 there, and an x here and a plus 6 there. So I wrote that on the side and I wrote that on the side. And now I'm going to multiply everything together. X times x is x squared. X times 6 is 6x. Negative 4 times x is negative 4x. And negative 4 times 6 is negative 24. Now I'm going to combine like terms. Remember, like terms have the same variable and you can add or subtract them. So I have my pink x squared. I have 6 x's minusing 4 x's. So I know that 6 minus 4 is 2 x's. And then the minus 24 is my constant. So what does this match up with? It matches up with A. So you can confirm that by typing in the question, typing in your answer. It's the same thing that we did on the others. It's just in a different order. And they match. Now you can feel good about it. Okay, last of all, number 8, which factor? Okay. Here we go. All right, so number 8 only gives you one of the parentheses. A, B, C, and D are only one of the parentheses. Remember, when we factor, a lot of times we get one parenthesis multiplied by another parenthesis. So x squared minus 4x minus 45, right? There's the parabola. So if I do my negative 45 divided by x, remember we want cheeseburger. What's negative 45 divided by x? Go to the table. 3, 5. Okay, and there's the answer. 5 times negative 9. 5 times negative 9 is my answer. So the answer would be x plus 5 and x minus 9. So if you look at your choices, A can't be right because A says plus 9. B and C definitely aren't right. So the answer is D because I matched it with that. Now let me show you another cool trick. If you forgot how to factor, you could type in x plus 5. Check it out. Check what happens. They intersect at the 0. So we're on the x-axis. That's how you know you got it right. If the factor intersects the parabola on the x-axis. Notice the x plus 9 does not intersect on the x-axis. Now, if it was X minus 9, it would, check it out, right there. It matches on that one. So that's another strategy. That's the Desmos way. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Take your quiz. Bye.